Well, what do the Market Square Atrium, a mobster named Tuna Man, and R-rated content all have in common? Well, they are all part of this new St. John movie called Reprobate Road, and the filmmakers are going to join us after news and weather. 12 minutes past 8, and let's check out Reprobate Road. This is a full-length movie made and produced in St. John. Here's a little taste of what it's all about. Just as it gets good. That song is called Tuna Man, and this is on the soundtrack to this brand new movie, created and produced in St. John by our next guest. So Reprobate Road is written and directed by Adam Landry. Matt Copeland is the creator, co-star, and writer. Good morning to both of you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so what's Reprobate Road about? Let's start with Tuna Man. Who's Tuna Man?
Well, okay, the Tuna Man is the bad guy. The good guys are the security guard that makes minimum wage who works at Market Square. Okay. And my best friend who cheats the government and the welfare system. And we have to work together to save New Brunswick from an evil scientist who wants to kidnap all the other bad guys and shoot a rocket into what he thinks is the firmament because he thinks the earth is flat.
It should also be noted that it's the continuation of a series that we made on YouTube. So there's a bit of prequel stuff leading up to it. There's 2 seasons of, it's called Hard Times is the name of the show, and then Reprobate Road is the movie that ends the series. So
right.
If you want to get caught up on what it is, look up Hard Times on YouTube.
You don't need to watch the YouTube series though to get the movie.
No, you don't need to, but that's what it's about.
So we've got like a crooked security guard, we've got an evil scientist, we've got scenes filmed in the Market Square Atrium. Why do a feature-length film in this way? Like, what made you decide to go this route?
Well, you want me to start from the beginning where the web series started?
Sure.
Okay, I'm proud to be from New Brunswick, and I'm a big fan of Stompin' Tom, so I started writing songs about New Brunswick. But I wrote a song called Hard Times in the Maritimes, and then the YouTube series took off from there. And like I said, I'm a big fan of New Brunswick, so I want to poke fun at everything that New Brunswickers poke fun at.
Well, you and I have this in common.
Yes.
Me too, I'm a big fan of New Brunswick. So what is like the spirit of this Hard Times in the Maritime series?
Adam?
The spirit of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it is about New Brunswick. It's a raunchy comedy at its core. I don't know.
Life in New Brunswick is fairly raunchy at times.
Yeah.
Who among us has not had a run-in with like a security guard in the mall?
Rent-a-cop.
Yeah.
Minimum wage rent-a-cop.
I still don't have a strong understanding of Tuna Man. So like, what is Tuna Man's evil power?
He doesn't have an evil power. He started out as a loan shark. Our characters borrowed some money from him. Throughout the series, he alludes to bigger plans that he has for world domination, and he's obsessed with everything to do with fish. So he wants to make the world into a giant fish bowl and all the people into fish people. He does, that's his plan. You can watch the movie to figure out how close he gets to succeeding.
It's kind of like being in the studio, which is itself a giant fishbowl.
Yes.
Surrounded by glass on all sides.
The Tuna Man would love it here.
All right, so what kind of resourcefulness do you need? You're 2 guys making a film with nothing, basically. Like, what did you do to get this movie done?
I spent a lot of time reaching out to some locals because the props in the movie and the location is important. So I reached out to Moosehead and got permission to use the Alpine beer in the film. I reached out to Deluxe Fish and Chips because we use a scene of their restaurant in the background. We also used Market Square. What else did we use? Can't remember now. There's so much.
It's part of it is set on Partridge Island, but we didn't actually shoot on Partridge Island. We just went out to the lighthouse at the end of Redhead Road.
That's a good approximation.
But the breakwater's in the background of most of it.
Yeah, and we shot part of it that's on on this side of Partridge Island. We shot in the actual location.
You know, some people when they think about making movies, St. John is like the farthest thing from their mind. But you two seem to have taken like these everyday, rough and ready kind of things that we have here and been inspired by them. Like, what is it about this place that gets you going in that way?
We're just regular people, and we laugh at the regular things that everybody around here does with like our culture.
This is a man wearing a plaid shirt with a Tim Hortons coffee in his hand and a ball cap with an anchor on it. So I completely.
And it says New Brunswick, I think.
And it says New Brunswick on it.
That's
yeah,
right.
like it's the things that we take for granted.
There's so many talented people in this city. I'm not even from here. I'm from a small place called Hardwood Ridge between Minnow and Chipman.
Okay.
And I moved here probably 7 or 8 years ago. And there's tons of musicians here. There's a lot of filmmaking going on. Matt Parks, he made The Minister. He's in this film as well.
Talk to that guy on the show.
And Eric Braun, he's a filmmaker as well. He's doing a web series called Hurtin', which is kind of along the same lines as us, right?
Sounds like there's a real community of you guys.
Yeah, we should also bring up James Hovey, Ian Esty, and Steph Savage, and Mark Splood, who were all instrumental in making this movie from a production level and also are in it.
What about you, Adam? Like, what is it about St. John and about New Brunswick in general that inspires you?
That is more Matt's category. I'm more of a general writer. I didn't think too much about specifically setting everything in New Brunswick. It wasn't until about halfway through filming this movie where me and Matt were arguing about something, and he said, you know, we have to have, in every scene, there has to be something that lets you know that this is New Brunswick. And after he said that to me, it made things a lot easier to understand exactly what he meant.
Right, because like how rare is it that you're watching a movie and you see anything from New Brunswick? It's just thrilling to people to see the places that they recognize and the streets that they walk every day reflected in a movie, right?
Well, there's so many other films that were made here in St. John, and when you watch them, they take place in like New York or like Toronto,
and
right?
Anybody who's from here instantly goes,
it's kind of disappointing, right? When you're like, oh, I'm going to see this movie. It was filmed in St. John, and you're watching, it's like Chicago. You know what I mean?
I could talk to you about this all day, but I need to talk to you about this screening that you're going to be having.
Right, yes.
So where can people see it?
Tomorrow is it 7 or 7:30?
The doors open at 6:30 at the BMO Theater, but it starts at 7.
And you can get a hold of us on
Facebook.
Yeah.
On Facebook, Hard Times in the Maritimes on our Facebook page.
You want to give your phone number out?
I do not want to do that, but
You don't have to do that.
No, but
People
the
can find
Telegraph
you on
Journal
Facebook.
already did.
you can check out the newspaper. It's right there.
Yeah, if you go on our Facebook site, you can get a hold of Matt. Tickets are $15.
So when you get these late night text messages, you'll know, this is where they came from.
Yeah, hit me up.
As long as you're buying tickets, we don't care what time of the day it is.
How much are these tickets?
$15, and we've only got 25 left or 30 left?
25 or 30, and they sell Alpine there because there's an open bar at the movie.
Yeah.
So if you're into that sort of thing,
Doesn't open bar mean
full bar,
Yeah.
not open
There's
bar.
a fully stocked bar. All
Yeah.
right, and this is the big screen for you guys. This is the second screening that you've had of this, right?
Yeah, we did one at the end of November, and it was a little close to the holidays, so we decided to wait till after. Plus, the place was booked for December, so.
All right, so this is your chance to see it. Could be the last chance. Who knows?
Well, it'll be on YouTube. I shouldn't tell people it'll be on YouTube. 'Cause then
Not
we
for
go-
a long while.
Yeah,
though.
never. Probably never.
Never again. This is your
No.
only chance to see this movie. Look, you guys, I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Matt Copeland.